At Sephora, we've got what you want because you're obsessed with your skin and we're obsessed with what it needs. Sephora has the best products to help you get beautiful, glowing, radiant skin. With an extensive, inclusive range of results-driven formulas and in-store beauty advisors to help you find exactly which are right for you, the best skincare is only at Sephora. Sephora, for all your skincare.
Hello and welcome to All Indians Matter. I am Ashraf Engineer. While it has been known for a while that cancer incidence is on the rise in India, the rising number of cases among young people is sending ripples of worry through medical and public health circles. Last year, data from an NGO-run helpline showed that 20% of cancer patients who called to seek a second opinion were below 40 years of age. The Cancer Mukt Bharat NGO said there were 1,368 callers between March 1 and May 15 last year, and the data showed that 60% of cancer patients below the age of 40 were men. Across genders, the most prevalent cases were head and neck cancer at 26%, closely followed by gastrointestinal cancers at 16%, breast cancer at 15%, and blood cancers at 9%. The study brings into sharp perspective the challenges of modern life and diseases. Millennials and Gen Z have unprecedented access to technology, information, and economic opportunities, but it has come alongside health challenges, especially diseases such as cancer.
All Indians matter.
Cancer is in fact becoming a daunting challenge across the world, not just in India. So there is a critical need to raise awareness and introduce aggressive healthcare measures. Last August, the American Cancer Society released a study about cancer incidence and mortality rates across generations. It found that 17 cancer types are more common in recent generations, especially millennials and Gen Z, that is those born between 1980 and 2012. These are colorectal, uterine corpus, gallbladder, kidney and renal pelvis, pancreas, myeloma, non-cardiac gastric, leukemia, testis, cardiac gastric, small intestine, estrogen receptor positive breast, ovary, liver in women, non-HPV associated oral and pharynx in women, anus in men, and Kaposi sarcoma in men. The study said that the rising cancer incidence in people under 50 years of age is largely due to greater exposure to carcinogenic factors early in life or during young adulthood. While this is US data, the incidence is similar in India. The Delhi State Cancer Institute found that colon cancer occurrence has been shifting to the age group of 31 to 40 years, in contrast to affecting those over 50. The National Center for Disease Informatics and Research, meanwhile, said that about 1 in 9 Indians is expected to receive a cancer diagnosis in their lifetime. While lung cancer is the most common among men, breast cancer is the most prevalent among women. In children aged 0 to 14 years, lymphoid leukemia is the leading type, accounting for 29.2% of cases in boys and 24.2% in girls. By the end of this year, cancer incidence is expected to rise by 12.8% over 2020 numbers. Many doctors said that the generational shift in cancer risks is not well understood by common citizens. Millennials and Gen Z are at greater risk because of exposure to air pollution, alcohol and cigarette consumption, and the easy availability of ultra-processed food. Doctors have often said that there are plenty of food options but few healthy ones that are easily available. Over time, families with familial cancers have grown fast, transmitting cancer genes to their children and hence adding to the rise in cancer incidence at a young age. Returning to the Cancer Mukt Bharat study, it showed that head and neck cancer were the most prevalent. These are almost entirely preventable through lifestyle modifications, vaccinations, and screening. Breast and colon cancers are also highly detectable during the early stages. Unfortunately, nearly 2/3 of cancers are detected late. Again, breast cancer, long associated with older women, has surged in those under 50 years of age. Indian Council of Medical Research data shows that breast cancer accounted for 28.2% of cancers in women across age groups. Researchers say the early onset of breast cancer can be blamed mainly on genes, lifestyle issues that include poor nutrition, ultra-processed foods, and a sedentary lifestyle coupled with pollutants. Other factors include late childbearing and reduced breastfeeding. Again, early detection can significantly impact lifespans, so making screening procedures better and more accessible is vital. Lung cancer, of course, has long been a worry. There is a significant surge in cases among women and younger age groups. Again, the pattern deviates from the traditional demographic of lung cancer patients, older men with a history of heavy smoking. This shifting trend suggests that other factors such as environmental pollutants and passive smoking are contributing significantly to the rising incidence. A dedicated program to control cancer at young ages is badly needed. As far as lung cancer is concerned, policies must prioritize better air quality, tobacco control, and access to early screening. Increasing awareness through public campaigns and availability of affordable healthcare are vital too. Occupational hazards such as exposure to asbestos, radon, and other carcinogens are linked to lung cancer. So are indoor pollution from cooking with biomass fuel. These hazards must be tackled through stricter regulations and safer alternatives. Poor diets and sedentary lifestyles weaken the immune system, making you more susceptible. A balanced diet rich in antioxidants and regular physical activity reduces the risk. The need to tackle cancer on a war footing has been put in perspective in a study by the Indian Council of Medical Research and the National Center for Disease Informatics and Research. It said that cancer cases and deaths will rise sharply between 2022 and 2045 in India across age groups. The study projected a 12.8% increase in incidence in India in 2025 compared to 2020. Among men, leading cancers identified were prostate, lung and colorectal. Tobacco consumption and smoking, including passive smoking, were to blame for the high incidence of oral cancer. The study said, and I quote, "From an economic perspective, low socioeconomic status can increase the risk of oral cancer, similar to the effect of lifestyle risk factors." Stop quote. While breast cancer dominated among women, cervical cancer ranked as the second leading site of cancer among women. So how can you and I, and especially young people, guard against cancer? Dietary habits, say experts, should be the top priority. Eat home-cooked food as far as possible. Hydrate well. Eat whole grains, vegetables, fruits, and avoid processed foods. Limit the intake of salt and sugar. Maintaining your weight in the right range is also important. Make sure you're physically active and have good sleep habits. Millennials and Gen Z often don't have good sleep habits, and because they don't get enough sleep, it stresses the body and leads to cancer. Also, maintain your vitamin B12 and D3 levels. Avoid alcohol and smoking. Doctors have often pointed out that 40% to 50% of cancers are preventable with lifestyle modifications. Therefore, awareness and committing to those modifications is literally a life and death matter. So to all the millennials and Gen Z folks listening to me, I say live healthier to live well.